us, Lord. We just thank you for everything you've done for us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Faith Antidote. My name is Valeria.
My name is Yana.
Woo! And today we are in our identity series. So today we are talking about the antidote to social media pressures.
Oh, I am so excited for this one because I know that this whole social media thing is very unique to this generation.
Yeah.
Not the 40s, not the 50s, not the boomers, not the Gilded Age. Like,
Please.
this is like, this is our biggest, explosion. Like, seriously, like, it rocked our society. It rocked how we all act and operate and feel. And so it's funny. It's like, what does, social media have to do with identity? It has everything to do with it, in my opinion. I don't know one person I know one person maybe, but I don't know more than 5 people who are not on a social media platform.
Right. And it begs the question of, like, how is social media influencing us and what pressures come from that? And how do we manage it?
Right. Like, social media obviously is positive. Like, if you have it for your business or if you share, stuff with friends, of course it's a positive thing also in some way. But on the other side of anything, everything has a negative implication. Everything has, like, a consequence, right? And so I'm, like, curious to know, Valeria, like, has there ever been a time or a situation where social media influenced how you viewed that or felt about it?
Absolutely. Like, I think my mind, I think social media has influenced me positively and negatively, but I think I'll share, like, a negative experience. So, especially when I was lost, I didn't know my why, I didn't know my calling, I didn't know my assignment. Social media was a place for me to see other perspectives and get influence from that. And so when I was looking for answers, social media provided answers, but they weren't necessarily, in my opinion, the best. I feel like social media nowadays, at least on my algorithm, was very entrepreneurial. So
I remember this era.
Yep. So
my gosh.
Had my own marketing business, and I was very gung-ho about, like, wanting to make a name for myself, and just all my feed was pretty much like, okay, you got to hit 10K months. You got to travel the world. You got to be able to work remotely. You got to be able to provide for your family and your friends. And you got to get this car and you got to buy these things.
Yep.
And it was very, like, materialistic. And I feel like social media had influenced me to see the world as where can I, like, dominate and be successful instead of, wait, how can I impact and help other people? It was very much like, okay, It's all about me.
Right, what you want is twisted.
Yeah.
Like,
and I was so consumed by that. Like, I truly felt like I was like, okay, I'm on this earth to hit all those things. Like, those were my, like, milestones. And it's so cool to be able to, like, step out of that, because I feel like social media definitely pushes a narrative of achieving things in life that are materialistic.
I feel like materialistic and worldly are, like, the words that come up for me, because it's just, everything's curated.
Yeah.
People post what others want to see.
Yeah.
Something that's obviously pleasing. Like, if you're down in, like, the pits, like, going through a rough time, crying in your room, like, you're not just gonna, like, record yourself doing that, or take a picture of yourself doing that.
Yeah.
I think it's people forget social media is curated, and what you see is not everything. There's so much, like, information and real life data that is missing.
Yeah.
When you look at a post, someone is in Europe, or you look at a post and, oh, someone has a nice expensive car.
Yeah. Or like you look at a post and it's like happy family, or
Everything's
like,
perfect.
you know, like they have a like perfect relationship, right? You know, like that saying goes, like what you see is what you get, but what you see is not what you get on social media. Like it's very much twisted. It's so opposite. And I feel like nowadays it's so hard to not compare yourself when you're scrolling through. She's like, oh no.
Oh,
here we go.
My gosh, this conversation is like, honestly, I hate that I even have to have this conversation because it's seriously such a real like effect, because of like, it's a real product of social media. Yeah. It's a byproduct of social media. That's good. And you know, this has been my battle. Like I battle with this, and bless you.
Thank you.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. And so I just think that there's so much comparison when it comes to just seeing people who have this life, and then you start to want that. Or there's people who do this job, or people who drive this vehicle, or people who are in this place, or people who have this house, or just all these things, or who have that business, and you're just like, wait, I want that. Wait, that looks good.
That looks good.
How about me?
Yeah.
Why can't I do that? You know, and I just like, I know this is something we all have experienced, is it makes us feel a certain type of way. Like having access to everyone's lives, we don't look at these things as blessings.
I know.
Like, oh, God blessed this person. It's like, oh, now all of a sudden it's comparison and it's a competition.
Right. And this like feeling of almost like envy can start to come up. You know, like I'll be like scrolling on Instagram. And it's funny because like I feel like when I'm specifically calling out social media apps, but like when the platform started rolling out, you know, I think I was in middle school.
I was in middle school,
right?
I remember being in like middle 6th or 7th grade.
You know, and my identity is starting to be formed in these formative years. Yeah, and so I think our generation is so like special in the way of like, we really had to like grow up with these times, and I feel like we really were shaped to believe like social media is so like normal. And I think it's funny because I look at other generations before us, right? Like they didn't grow up with social media. They didn't grow up knowing, you know, like Bob from across the way, you know, Bob is making X amount of money and he's doing this, this, and that, and he looks successful. And
he's here today. He's there next week. Like they don't know all that stuff.
No, like, you know, back then people didn't have access to that information.
No.
And so like, I think people nowadays, they can look online and they kind of pick and choose of like, okay, well, this person like life looks great in this capacity. Yeah. So I want my life to look like this in that capacity. But it's all like, God may not be even calling you to be going into this specific assignment. And like, if your identity is being warped by the social media that's influencing you and causing you to think you should not be grateful for what you have and the blessings that God is giving you.
And others.
Like that can really do some damage.
You know, envy's like, honestly, envy's such an ugly word to me. And you know, there's a verse in the Bible where it's like, you know, envy will rot your bones.
Ooh. Don't make that face.
Yeah. Envy will rot your bones, and I'm like, no, I will keep
I don't want my bones
flesh
to be rotted.
I will not keep. No, my flesh is bad, but I'm just Christian joke. But it's just like, I realized another thing is, okay, out of social media, you get this comparison, you get this, you know, competition, and then you get this feeling of envy, like you want something that someone else has. Yeah. And that's just like, that is not a good thing.
Yeah. That's not what God calls us to do.
No.
Like, God definitely wants us to, you know, like achieve and be successful. But I feel like the Bible has so many great examples of what success looks like. Yes. And when you're on social media, it's so hard to not compare yourself to other people's success because it's just so in your face, you know?
Right.
But one thing that I wanted to like kind of talk about was that like social media makes us think that we need to be validated and have verification, right? Like I think of the blue check mark, and I think of like there's this process that we think like, okay, on social media, like if you have the blue check mark, that means you've achieved,
You're
like
legit.
you're legit, right? But
Right.
you know,
But you can buy it now.
yeah, hey, yeah, you can't buy it.
Yeah.
But like we're already verified. God has already called us and named as his children. And so like I think back to Jesus, right? Like Jesus had 12 followers. Like nowadays, if
that is
you
something
say
we
like,
always talk about.
right? Like, you know, nowadays you look at your followers and you're like, oh, I might have 100 or I have 1,000 or I have 1,000,000. Like Jesus had 12, and
Well,
look
yeah.
at his impact that he made.
Right.
And so like when I think of social media pressures, I'm like, the world loves to tell us like you're not going to make an impact if you don't have X amount of followers or X amount of like influence. But as Christians, like we all have influence. And even if you're not a Christian, like you might be an amazing leader, and like you might not even realize like what you are doing in your community, like in your circle. And I feel like it's important, like when we're on social media, to realize like we are being influenced. And so like our eyes, right? They're like, what are we consuming on social media? Like what is social media telling us?
I feel like it really is unfortunate. Like it actually really sucks. Like to social media really taints how you feel about yourself and your identity and your worth and your belonging and like everything that you're doing, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, man, like this is really a real problem that I have to deal with. This is seriously something that I have to deal with right now. I would have never like imagined. I'm like, this is one of our pain points,
dude,
in this day and age.
I know. Another thing. Great.
Yet another thing. And so I'm one of the things that I think about is social media kills gratitude and contentment. Social media literally, I feel like, has the power to abolish our gratitude and our contentment with our lives. Like we have everything that we need.
I know.
There's a verse also in the Bible where it's like, if you have like clothes on your back and food, then you have enough. And I always have to think, because coming from the Philippines, you know, poverty is like a real thing. And, you know, the socioeconomic mobility is really not the best. It is hard to like kind of have like a really, really like nice life, but also they're so happy over there. When I went home, they're happy, you know, and they don't have a huge closet of 500 shoes and, you know, all these clothes and, you know, food, you know, these unrealistic Costco trips where you buy everything. Like they don't need that. They're so happy.
So I think social media tries to tell us we're not worthy if we don't have these things.
Materialistic things.
Yes. But I feel
Worldly
like it's
things.
important to like note that that's a lie. Like don't buy into that lie. God loves us so much, and he believes that we are worthy, that we're valuable, and God has already verified us and set us apart to be with him. And I think that's like the most important thing, because social media is not going away. It's going to be here today. It's going to be here tomorrow. It's just going
to evolve into something
pressures,
else.
Yeah. The pressures are always going to be there. They're not going away. And so I feel like it's like, how do you navigate these pressures, and how do you not allow it to not influence who you are as a person?
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like when I'm on social media, which is very limited, like I'm very mindful of my algorithm. Like I'm not trying to be all up in there. Like, okay, like if I see something that I'm like, this is not worthy of my time and my attention, I become more particular. Like if I see something that I know, like, I don't want to be influenced in this capacity, like I'm not spending a second on that. I'm not commenting. I'm not liking. I might even click the little 3 dots and say, show me less posts or not interested or whatever. Because,
really? You do that?
yeah, because I feel like if I'm on my phone and I'm going to spend my time, which I do very sparingly, on Instagram or on TikTok or whatever the platform is, like, it better be worth it, because I want to make sure that, like, what I'm feeding myself isn't going to deter me from this path that I'm on with God. Because I really, 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 like, understand now that I'm an adult and I see things differently. Like, social media has its positives, but it really has its negatives. Because there's a danger when you're on social media and you think, okay, I need to prove myself in this way. I need to get X amount of followers.
Yeah.
But what happens is when you don't reach that status, and then it really affects your mental health. Like, I think of social media and I think of the pressures it puts on us as a generation. Like, we all have seen this. It's not news, but, like, mental health has declined.
It went down.
It plummeted.
It is not looking
since
good.
Social media. And
People
I
are
think,
so depressed.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know exactly, like, the studies, but I think that there's probably definitely some parallel there of, like, causation, right? Like, I think that social media has caused this decline in mental health because people are coveting and they're comparing and they're seeing that their worth has been now tied up into being online and their status and how they look and all this, like, just like honestly, truthfully, like, social media is, like, so worldly, and it's just so,
it is,
like,
very worldly.
It really can be used for such good, but I think that since we are the first generation to be using it and to, like, have it infiltrate our life like this, like, it's so hard to not see also the consequences.
Well, it's also hard when there's a lot of people saying a lot of different things. Like,
Girl.
this is good. No, do this. This is good. And, these are just examples, and I love all of these ideas, but on my feed, on my algorithm, it'll be like, okay, like, the work remote. Oh, no, own a business. Own an LLC. Oh, no, you guys got to go into sales. Oh, no, you guys open an Amazon,
FBA. Let's go.
We used to talk about this, too. Like, we would be like, Val, how do we open up a store for, like, seriously, like, there's so many people on social media saying all these different things that are, probably, like, really part of their plan.
Yeah.
But then they're telling you, do this if you want this. It's good. And then people are like, oh my gosh, I should, you know? And then there's, like, there's something that's attached to that, though.
Yeah.
You're wanting something that's, like, just because you saw it on someone else. And it might not even be for you.
Right.
And you might see a lifestyle, they get to travel the world and get free dinners and fly first class, like that high, luxury lifestyle. And it's like, but that might not even be for you. Yeah, sure. Okay. You might want that. Like, okay, there's maybe nothing wrong with, like, potentially wanting that for yourself. But when it becomes a problem, when it's like you are just striving for something that's really not yours to begin with.
And also, it's like the people that are putting that messaging out, right? You also have to be aware of, like, is this even someone I really want to follow? And I think when I look at people, like, on my feed, like, I'm very particular, right? Because there's a verse in the Bible that says, like, 1 John 5:11 through 12, and this is what God has testified. He has given us eternal life, and this life is in his Son. Whoever has the Son has life, and whoever does not have God's Son does not have life. And so I think of when I'm on social media, like, who has life? Like, there's really, like, there's two camps, right? Like, those who follow Jesus and those who don't. And the content that people are putting out, like, they might be telling us, like, okay, you need to be doing this and that and the other, but some of those people might not have life in them. They might be dead inside.
Right.
And so why would I
Or they don't even care about you. They don't even know you, first off. Like,
and so, like, when I think of, like, okay, like, who am I following? Like, I really want to make sure, like, is this person someone that I really want to emulate my life to? And ultimately, the only person that I want to follow is Jesus.
I feel like we're talking a lot about like, oh, like other people's lives, and then it affects your life. And then I think of like what God says about our life. Our life is not our own. Our life is not our own to begin with. Our life is for Him. And you know, that is you know, that's not something that you're gonna like believe overnight, because it's not easy to even get to that place. But it's just like, in this day and age that we're in, people are feeling more lost and more confused, and they're feeling more depressed because this is affecting their mental health. And they're thinking about things like, oh, am I not good enough? Why can't I have that? They start talking from a place of like, oh, I don't have enough.
I don't have enough.
Yeah, like
the contentment is not there.
Yeah, like you just want more.
Yes.
And it's just like, it's so hard, because I feel like it is a sensitive topic, but also it's like our reality.
I know.
As we're like sitting here today talking about this.
I know.
And I just like really feel for our generation, because man, it's like everyone has a phone. Everyone is on these things. And so it's just like, yeah, we all go through this.
Yeah.
And it's you know, when we're talking about this whole follower situation and the blue check and like being verified, it's just like you start to want approval. And you know, I think of the verse in Galatians. It's Galatians 1:10. It's like, are you seeking for the approval of man? Or are you seeking for the approval of God?
That's good.
Because if you're seeking for approval of man, like, then you're not God's servant. You're not. You can't. Yeah. You cannot serve two masters.
Yeah.
You cannot serve two masters.
That's good.
And, you know, this came out, we said middle school. Imagine the impact that has on someone who's been using it since middle school. For me, like, I could say for us women, like, we compare our bodies.
Yeah, that's good.
We compare our bodies. We compare like, oh, the purse. Oh, the clothes. Oh, like I want this, I want that. And that's just human nature though. And I think that it's like you guys, like if you're listening to this, like we're all in that together.
Right. And also to have like grace with yourself, because it's so hard. Like it's hard not to compare yourself. It's hard not to like realize social media is truly causing us to not think we're worthy and not believe that God is what makes us valuable. Like God is the reason why we are worthy. And no matter what anyone says online, no matter what they're saying on their social media, like you are special. You have value. You are a son or daughter of the one true King. And it's hard to say, oh, just forget about the social media, because we're living in it, you know?
I mean, like, let's be super real. Like, even with Faith Antidote is on socials. Like, everything we do, like, everything that we share, like, almost anyone, every business, any influencers, or, it's all online now. And that's just the age we're in. And, you know, I get that. That is totally cool. But I think it's, like, being aware of what your mind is thinking, what your heart is feeling, and where your thoughts are taking you.
That's good. To
be aware of those feelings and thoughts. And I like to counteract this poison with, that's what the definition of antidote, by the way. But I have to read and know God's word, because one thing about God's word is true. It's 100% truth. There's no lie in it. The thing about social media is that it is not 100% truth.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, like, I feel like those who are listening and you feel like it's just hard to not wrap who you are in what social media says. Like, I want to, like, encourage you guys, or even like challenge you, like if you need a break and like to step away and just see like where your thoughts go when you take a break. Because I feel like for me, sometimes I found myself where I'm like, I gotta deactivate, I gotta delete the app. I need to step
deactivate
away.
so much. I delete the app so much because it's really that real.
It's that real.
So crazy. It is
It's
that real. I just, I know that if you're listening to this, you might know about God, you might not, right? We emphasize that a lot, but it's just that your value, your worth, your success, anything that you use to measure yourself, it shouldn't be contingent on social media.
Yeah.
It shouldn't I know this is even hard, like it's easier said than done, but social media should not have an effect on us. It shouldn't. In a perfect world, it shouldn't. But man, like it like actually like breaks my heart to see that it does.
I know.
On her and everyone we know.
Right. Because end of the day, people just want to feel important.
Yeah.
And so when you're on social media, like you just want to feel seen. Like you said, like people just want to be validated in what they're doing. But I just want to remind you guys, like, we are validated. We are set apart.
We are set apart.
There is nothing more that we need except for Jesus.
Like, God seriously loves you so much.
It's good.
He could have stopped at the cross with Jesus, but he doesn't just like stop there ever. It's like, no, I'm going to like redeem your story. I'm going to use you to bring glory to me. I'm going to use you to help others. Like, he could have just stopped.
Yeah.
And I just think that like there is so many things that God says about us as humans. He made us in his image. We're his masterpiece.
That's good.
And he literally loves us beyond understanding. Like our idea of love is not the same as his.
I
like
know.
his love, and he's
so
patient and he's kind and he wants the best for us always.
How blessed are we?
And we're so like, we are, all of us right now, we're all blessed. It's not about what you don't have or what you wish you had. It's about like, you woke up today.
Yeah. What a blessing.
We, life is hard. Like there is so much we have to deal with. Like we might hate our job. We might, want love, or we might, be in a season where we just feel stuck. And then on top of that, it's like when you're like scrolling, it's like, it affects like your situation. They're like, oh, like I can't have that. Why can't I have that? And it makes your situation worse. It's just like, oh my gosh, like I wish I was there. Oh, financially, I wish I was there. Like, oh, and I'm just like, man, like what a huge distraction.
I know.
From the
what
truth.
you just made me think of when you were like, I wish I was there. Like, I just think of back to the time when I was so stuck and I didn't realize, like, you are living in answered prayers today.
Right now.
Like, there was a version of you that prayed for all that you have right now.
Right.
And that's where, like, that being in Thanksgiving, having gratitude, like, that is a daily practice. That is something, like, we all should be doing. Paul talks about it. Like, we should be in constant thanksgiving, thanks to our Father. And it's like...
And that is part of God's will.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think back, I'm like... Man, like there's so many days that go by where I don't thank him for the clothes on my back. I don't thank him for the roof over my head, the water, the food in my belly, like all these basic things where at one point in human history, these were things that are considered a luxury. Like we look of us today, like back then we would be considered kings and queens. Like it is just so like we're so twisted and like being like ungrateful.
I like to it's funny, like I like to compare myself to people in the Bible to make me feel better.
Who are you comparing yourself to?
I know this sounds so crazy, but like guys, the people in the Bible, like let's be real, they had it rough.
Job,
not just Job, but like the Israelites, like
I know,
coming out of like slavery,
but like
right?
Job's story of like where the devil ask God for permission to take away everything, right? Like his family, his livelihood, like all of his resources, his, like he was considered a man of great success, and the devil came in and like took it all. And I think of me, like if I have a bad day or something doesn't go according to plan, I'm like, just think of Job. Like it could be worse, like I need to stay in this place of gratitude, because
it's more than that. It's just like, I don't compare myself to people in the Bible, like just to like make I really don't do it to make myself feel better, but I do it to have a reference point that we're actually very spoiled in this time and age.
We are.
We are very, very, very spoiled. But back then, if you carried a Bible, well, you might be killed. You would be killed. Or, like we didn't have just these beautiful like construction, new build houses. Like these people were building stuff brick by brick and had to source materials. They didn't have vehicles. They like walked on foot.
Right.
And, we're over here complaining because it's like,
I'm not working remote.
Yeah. And like, that's why I like to go to the Bible for that stuff, because it like makes you, it's hard to think about that time. It's hard to think about those times for sure. Yeah. Right. But it's like there were like rulers and you had to follow what they said. You didn't have this freedom that we have now. No. God, and I'm just America. Like, that's why I love so many stories in the Bible, because these people like they didn't care about these whole like likes and reposts. Dude, like they were just thinking about, how am I going to spread the gospel without being killed?
Right. I know.
Like, and it just like really, yes, it grounds me. It humbles me. And it's just like, if you are feeling like, my identity, like this social media, like it affects me, like I don't know one person who it doesn't affect, and like that's okay. Like if it does affect you, and like you're not alone in that. But also like just remember, you have everything that you need, and you have more. And it's just finding a place where you can stop comparing yourself, and you could just start being content and grateful. And thanking God, like, oh, I woke up today. Yep. I have transportation today. Yep. I was able to eat today, because I'm telling you, there's so many people in the world who don't have those basic needs.
Yeah. So many needs are not met.
Right.
And I think it's like, that's where it's like social media has that fine line, right? Like, is it good? Is it bad? Is it neither good or bad? It is just what it is. And I think that's why it's so important to ground yourself in your identity, knowing that you're a son or daughter of God, and you're here on this earth to bring glory to Him. And even if social media wants to tell you you're not enough, that you are not worthy, you're not valuable, like, we have a God who does tell us that we are worthy.
He does speak
we
to
are
us like
valuable,
that.
and we need to ground ourselves in His word, in community with one another, because end of the day, like, none of the stuff on social media really matters.
No one who follows you on any of your socials will ever care for you and talk to you and think so highly of you other than Jesus. Like, literally, like, there is no one that can breathe life into you like God does. And I just, like, that is such a real, like, effect. Like, seriously, like, when you guys, like, experience just, like, a little drop of Jesus, it seriously is like, oh, I need more of that. Not like, oh, okay, I need more, like, compared to social media, like, okay, I need to post more, I need more followers, I need more likes, I need more comments, like, I need to reach this status so I could, like, get these, all these deals and get this exposure, and so I look great, and I can, it's just like, I've seen so many people in that headspace where they're just, like, so caught up in this, social media. And, I can say I've been one of those people.
Oh, are you kidding me? I could have been the poster child.
The poster child.
Like, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. I really love chatting with you about this, because I feel like we just, like, really have truly been through the ringer on social media and how it has affected us. Like we've talked about it,
It was
so many times.
affecting me this week. I called you.
Oh yeah.
I called you.
Yeah, and it still does. You know, like we're walking through this together. And I think that it's important to know, like, we're not going to get it right. Like, social media, I think, is just one of those things where, like, it is what it is. But I think that there's a beauty in knowing, like, who you really are. Because if you don't know who you are, the world's going to tell you. And you don't want the world to tell you who you are. Right. Because the world doesn't have it right.
Or you're going to create it on your own based on what you see that's not even, like trustworthy or credible. Yeah. You know, I'm like, wow, I thank you, Lord, that like I have a crutch and I have someone who tells me the truth.
Good.
And God tells the truth. And it's not like what you see. And I just like, I feel like our perception of lives have been so distorted. You know what I mean? Like just having access to everyone's lives, like that was never really like the design.
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
We were never really meant to do that, you know? But you could see someone's life and they live like halfway across the country, you know? I think that's like actually like really crazy to me.
I know.
You just can see what the inside of someone's home looks like, you know?
That's a level of intimacy
it's just
that
like,
we've never had before.
Now that I'm actually talking about it out loud, I'm like, I actually think that is so crazy.
I know, it is pretty crazy.
You see the inside of people's homes,
you know, and on that parallel, like you can really see the inside of someone's heart, like of who they are based on their social media. But I think that, you know, end of the day, like we're just here because we want to tell you, like, Jesus really is the antidote to these social media pressures. And I just want to challenge you guys today to just not buy into the lie that social media, you know, displays the perfect picture, because Jesus has a amazing, beautiful picture of what your life should look like. And the Bible perfectly spells it out. And I just want to end today with just the hope that I know social media can be tough, and it's tough to not compare. It's tough to not idolize. It's tough not to be in a negative mindset when you're on social media. But I just want to encourage you guys to really fully put your trust in Jesus and knowing that he has a beautiful plan for you, and that what one look into someone's life might seem perfect, but your life is perfect in design of what God wants for you, and that you're not alone here. So we're with you.
Yeah, and honestly, I think another thing is like what you consume is what you become. And also, it's the same thing as like whoever your friends are is what you become, right? Like whatever your environment is, it has the absolute power to mold you and shape you, right? And I'm like, I just want you guys to like think about it. Like, okay, what am I consuming? What thoughts am I thinking when I do see something that's across my feed? Is it leading me to like death, or is it like leading me to life? Because there's so much life available. There's so much life available. When you drop this whole comparison game and you stop looking at like what others are doing, it's like there's so much like abundance everywhere available for you. But like, you know, when you have those like lens on, you just aren't able to see it.
And
it's
beautiful, Yana.
So I just like really encourage you guys, like just take inventory of your consumption, because we all consume, but like just look at it and think about it and take charge of it and be like, no, this needs to change. I need to stop thinking this. I need to stop doing this.
Because unfollow people if you need.
Unfollow people if you
need. Clean up the feed. You know, the algorithm will learn.
Like do something. Like seriously, do something, because it's for your well-being. If it's really actually affecting you, I think that's the hardest thing for me, is like I have to change it up.
It's good.
I have to do social media fasts like I do. And so yeah, I just hope that you guys like heard something in this podcast that you could resonate with. And I pray that it like hit a chord for you. Like Jesus already did everything like the validation, your worth, your value, everything.
Yep.
It all comes from him.
Yeah. So we just got to trust and believe that he has good plans for us.
Yes, you have to believe it.
Yes.
Believe it. It's true, guys.
So good. On that note, thank you guys so much for joining us. This was our third part in our identity series, and I really hope that you guys will join us for our next episode. We'll see you then.
We'll see you here on Faith Antidote.